Welcome back. Let's take a look at news just coming in now. Israel launched a daylight attack on Saturday on Iran's capital. It's with a cloud of smoke rising from the city's downtown. Wasn't immediately clear what the target was, but the attack comes as the United States has now assembled a vast fleet of fighter jets and warships in the region to help to try pressure Iran into a deal over its nuclear program. Israeli Defense Minister Israel Katz described the attack as being done to remove threats, but he did not immediately elaborate further. Meanwhile, in Tehran, witnesses heard the blast. Iranian state television later reported on the explosion without offering a cause. Also, sirens sounded across Israel at the same time. Now, the Israeli military said that it has issued a proactive alert to prepare the public for the possibility of missiles being launched towards the state of Israel. U.S. military declined to immediately comment on that attack as well. Of course, that's news just coming in. Let's monitor developments as the information becomes available at our disposal now. But as we leave that breaking news story there, let's round up this the show this morning by looking at the Johannesburg Festival of Women Writers. It returns to the Joburg Theatre, celebrating women's intellectual and creative work, where the festival features the launch of, words. Wisdom is sought from those who come before. That's an anthology of women who are cultural custodians from the 19th to the 21st century, the likes of Baartman, Miriam, Makeba, just to name a few. The festival celebrates the role of women writers who are shaping social and intellectual life as well. And this morning we're joined by the founder, the legendary Barbara Masekela for more. Good morning.
Morning,
thank
morning.
you. It's so great to see you in studio. It's an absolute pleasure. I love how the story of the world is being completed by asserting our agency. And you know, with women, it's intersectional. And so when we look at the significance of this voice that's being added, tell us a little bit more about this endeavor and its evolution.
It's a very exciting endeavor. And it is really about promoting the writing that women do. We've seen an explosion of writing by women in South Africa. And there are so many books being published, but not enough of them are being read. And because we do not have a review culture, reviewing books, it becomes even more difficult. But also, more importantly about the festival, it is also about teaching children to write, to read. Yes. Because we have a special section of the festival which has panel discussions with children and children's books writers. So that is important because we want to feed into the national campaign for reading, because it's very well understood where our country stands as far as reading is concerned. And we hope this festival will also not only get people to buy books at our pop-up bookshop, which is run by Siwela Langeni of the Book Capital Circle, but also there will be authors there signing their books. All together. And next year, we will be 5 years old. This is our fourth festival. We started the festival in 2023 at the University of Johannesburg. And for the 3 years, they have been giving us venues, supporting us, and we are now an NPO, so we decided to come out into the world further, and we hope that everybody who can will come to the festival. It is free. It is a free festival, and it is supported by wonderful people like Anglo Gold Ashanti, the individuals.
Perfect. Because they all understand
who give us money from their own pockets, and who give us quite a reasonable amount of money, because it's not easy you don't have 10,000 to give away. But people give us small sums of money, and they assist us with the festival because it's a free festival. And one of the groups that gives us money is the Pembani group for instance, multi-choice, you know.
Sure. I want to get into this because it's so many people who realize the significance of, you know, putting the effort, the time, the resources into this engagement. And you've seen the upward trajectory now in its 4th year, to your point about how it's grown and it's become more accessible. The intergenerational exchange as well. Tell us a little bit more about that, especially with this anthology that highlights some of our greats as well, and the baton that's been handed over.
Well, the theme of the festival is Inyathi Ibuzwa Kwabaphambili, which means wisdom comes, you know, from those who came before us. The festival is very intergenerational. We have women. I mean, at our first festival, we honored the late Sally Motlana, who was a great community activist.
Community builder that needs to be remembered.
Yeah. And for its own sake, not for money or career. She did it because she loved her community. So we honored her, and we also honored Ruth Mompati, who was a great women's leader for many, you know, for decades, one of the first women to become an executive member of the liberation movement of the ANC. Okay, so last year we honored Joyce Seruke, another great community activist who had done wonderful work, especially during the difficult times of the Soweto uprising, assisting the children, standing up for them. And we also honored Brigelia Bam, Dr. Brigelia Bam, both women over 90. We have many of our participants are over 50, but we have a strong group of women, you know, let me say between the ages of 18 up to 90-something. And of course, I am there, I'm 85. So I'm also
leading
there.
the charge.
and,
and it's so important because just to your point about, you know, people read, someone who can read but doesn't read is no better than someone who cannot read. And this is to your point about the review culture that's lacking in our country as well. And how I'm so happy that the likes of Sally is going to be honored. I know there's a book coming out about her that Mukoni is going to be writing. Looking forward to that as well. But even if we look at the panelists, the program, how it's structured, what's the best way to attend this festival, to best come prepared as well?
Look us up on social media, Johannesburg Festival of Women Writers, JFWW.
Okay.
At festival.
Okay.
You know, look us up and just apply there. Pre-register.
Okay.
Get the address, pre-register, and but the main thing is you have to pre-register because for the last 4 years we have had overwhelming response. There are so many people, and you know we used to have only panel discussions, and so last year we decided enough of this women dressing up and coming to our festival to listen to, you know, other people. We want to have master classes.
Brilliant.
And they turned out to be so popular. So
what goes into those master classes? What do you hone in on,
we
especially
have
with
famous
those skills?
authors being the facilitators and writers, you know. And this year our workshops will be, we have 8 rather. One will be on queer literature, and it will be facilitated by Sithandiwe Langa. Redefining women in writing, resisting and reimagining stereotypes, navigating AI, artificial intelligence, women in poetry, invisible women's stories that refuse to be silenced, women in the diaspora, the forgotten women, which would be about resurrecting old women writers. For instance, this year we are honoring Amina Desai, the great Indian author who has written wonderful books over the years. She's also, I think, an octogenarian.
Sure.
And we are also honoring Buchi Emecheta, the Nigerian woman writer who was also one of the early women writers. Yeah. And our keynote address, last year our keynote address was given by Margaret Barsby, but this year our keynote address, no, it was given by Barbara Boswell. It was the previous year that was Margaret Barsby. This year we have the great Zimbabwean writer,
Tsitsi?
Petina.
Okay, got it.
Petina Gapa.
Thank
and
you.
among her books is the Book of Memory, Rotten Row. Yeah, she's written wonderful books.
Tell us about that, because now you're connecting the continent as well. It's not just limited
well,
to
you know, our
South Africa.
secret ambition is that one day the festival will be of African women. It would be so great, you know, because, you know, the thing is, we feel very strongly about culture, and we feel very strongly about feminism, because our festival is also a platform for that, for promoting the equality of women and for giving women that gumption that, you know, they are important and they have to assert themselves.
Yes.
So, yeah.
I'm even glad how it's become, you're going to tackle issues such as AI, because, you know, we're also looking at safeguarding our work and our voices as well in this changing dynamic, what the support looks like at large. What are you most excited about when it comes to this year's edition? And if we're going to envision it, so you've spoken about beyond our borders, what does the next 5 years then look like, or 4 years from here for you and for you?
Well, the most important thing is that next year we are going to plan a fabulous festival, because it will be our fifth
one, yeah.
Our fifth one. And as I say, we hope that we can extend it at least to the SADC. To have women from our region come together and participate. What's most exciting for me? Everything. The children are exciting.
Yes.
Because if you hear them discussing, we have storytelling, you know, we have them do exercises, we have Play Africa there for them to do educational play, you know. So all together, just seeing all those women
and
together,
it's all culminating for this year's edition, the 7th and the 8th of March.
8th and 7th of March. The 7th is the opening, is the keynote, but the 8th, which is Sunday, is the big day. We have women coming in and out all day to be in the workshops, you know, we have lunch, we have discussion. It's just wonderful. And we hope that it is also the seed for a women's lobby in South Africa, because we do not have a formal women's lobby.
Well, it's a perfect stage ahead of Human Rights Month. That's also coming up in March. So thank you for your time, Barbara, for joining us, telling us about this exciting Johannesburg Festival of Women Writers. As you heard, the 7th and 8th of March, it's happening at the Joburg Theatre. It's the 4th edition, onwards and upwards as they continue with their work. And thank you to her for joining us at this hour.